How to create a music staff in treble clef song.
You need lined paper, a pencil, and a ruler. Okay, next I'm taking my ruler and I'm going over 5 of the lines to make them darker. This is how you make a staff. So 5 lines, making those dark lines to make them stand out. Last one, and all done. Now I'm working on making a treble clef. That's for high voices and high instruments. Anytime you see this clef, it's for high voices and high instruments. Then I'm making the bar line at the end of the staff. And now I'm starting another staff below. The one mistake I made on this is I should have left 3 spaces before I actually started my next staff. So if you can do that, leave 3 spaces before you make your next staff, it'll be a lot easier. I have to say something really quick. My son, who is 8, is filming this right now as I'm doing it, and I want to appreciate him. Thank you, Mason, very much. It is very helpful. And then making sure I get those bar lines at the very end of each of the staffs. Okay, if you're wondering what bar lines are, they actually separate the staff into measures. And I will explain that more in the future. So the other thing I wanted to say is that if you have a copy machine at home and you do this, making these staffs once, I would copy it off because you are going to do quite a few assignments with this and it's just a lot easier so you don't have to redo it every time. Now I'm working on treble clefs. I just want you to practice making treble clefs on this first staff right here. So you're making a big giant J that goes below the staff and above the staff. Then you are making kind of a loop on the top and then swirling around kind of like a 6 that swirls but doesn't quite connect. And all of my treble clefs look a little bit different. The first one's kind of skinny, second one's a little fatter, and the third one is kind of in the middle of both. But they all look a little bit different. The one thing that they have in common is, you see I'm writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They go above the 5 line and below the 1 line when I'm making that J. And I'm making that little ball on the end. And then I'm looping right there. And then going and swirling around the second line, the 2 line, okay? That is a very, very important thing. So I don't care if your treble clef is a little on the skinny side or the fat side, but as long as it goes above the staff a bit and below the staff a bit, and then it circles around, swirls around that second line, the number 2 line, that is so important. Again, watch, I can't even make a straight line that well. Yours doesn't have to be perfect. Just make sure it's above the staff, below the staff, and swirling around that second line, and it does not connect all the way like a 6. Okay, I wanted to clarify about when to use the treble clef sign. You use that for instruments that are high, such as flute, trumpet, violin. There's many more. You would also use the treble clef for high voices, such as women's voices, mezzo-sopranos, sopranos, and for children's voices, boys and girls.
Boys, eventually you're going to get your man voice, and your voice is going to change. That will happen anywhere from 11 all the way up to 16 years old. And then you will use the bass clef along with the trombone, the tuba, and upright bass and other low instruments.
Comment below if you can think of any other instruments that use the treble clef sign. Like and subscribe to see more of my aunt's videos.